Krishna. So I'm offering my obeisances to Namami Ishwaram. And which so this we are also Ishwar. This material world also so many Ishwaras are there. But then they have this material body. So this is the Ishwar who is Satchidananda. So immediately we have to understand and focus that the first line cleanses our consciousness and understanding who is Krishna before you hear his pastime. This pastime is not like any in the home also. Sometimes one may hear about Krishna's childhood pastime and one may start thinking of his childhood. I was also small boy, I was also running like this. And my mother would also bind me like this. She would also bring a stick. So it's not like my childhood pastime. So not pastime, time pass. So our childhood time pass and Krishna's childhood pastimes are completely opposite. So there's no connection. So that's why we should not, so that we don't connect like that. The first thing, which the entire Bhagavatam also does that, the whole 9 cantos are dedicated to understand who is Krishna. Before you understand, you hear the pastime of Krishna. Similarly, Geet Govind, you know what is Geet Govind? Geet Govind, Geet Govind is a song written by Jayadeva Goswami. You know what is there in this song of Geet Govind? Any idea? Gopis are praying for Krishna. No, I'm not saying Gopi Kirtan. Gopi Kirtan is different. Gopi Kirtan is part of Bhagavatam. Geet Govind. Gopi Kirtan is part of Srimad Bhagavatam. It's written by Vyasadeva and it is the prayers of the gopis. Geet Govind. No. So Geet Govind is you might have heard this pastime of Jayadeva Goswami. He was writing Geet Govind. And then he came to a verse of writing that Krishna, Radharani had such a man that Krishna, to pacify her man, Krishna put his head at the lotus feet of Srimati Radha. And when this, Jayadeva Goswami was seeing the pastime in his eyes, in front of his eyes, and writing down, because Krishna was revealing the pastime. But when he saw this, he just couldn't write this. So he left. You know this? How many of you know this pastime? Very good. So he left. He left writing from there. He just took a break. And he told to his wife Padmavati that I'm just going to take bath and I'll come back, I'll take prasad and I'll continue my writing. Because he was just thinking, how can I write this? So he left, and as soon as he went out of the gate, immediately his wife noticed that he came back. So he came back? No, I have to write something, I'll just write that, then I'll go. So then a personality came who was Jayadeva Goswami. And he wrote. And after he wrote, he told, okay, I want to take prasadam. I think he told that I took very fast bath because I need to write. So now give me prasadam. So then Padmavati served prasadam to him. He took prasad. And he told, okay, now I took prasad and I am leaving. I need to go somewhere for an hour. So then he left. Then Padmavati was thinking, my husband has taken prasad, now that will take. This is the Vedic style. The husband is served in a plate. After husband takes, then in the same plate, wife takes whatever is the remaining. And she started taking prasad. And as she was taking prasad, she saw Jayadeva Goswami coming in. He was shocked. You are taking prasad? I am just now taken bath and I am coming. Now what about prasad for me? He said, and your husband, you just now took prasad already. You came, you wrote and you took prasad. Says, I came? Yeah, you came so fast from the building and then you went inside the room, you wrote something and then you took prasad. Oh, is it? You could let me go and see what happened. And then he went inside and he found that the verse which he was hesitating to write, that was already written. And then he understood that who came? Krishna personally came. Hare Krishna personally came, wrote the verse, took prasad directly from the hands of Padmavati, ate everything, and he left. And then Padmavati was crying tears, and Jaydev Goswami was in ecstasy. So, the point is that, whatever I want to say, that Gita Govind is a very esoteric pastime of Radha and Krishna. Right? So, very, very esoteric pastime. So, but before he enters into that pastime, it's not meant for Vaidhi Sadhaka Bhaktas to read it also. Don't try to read it or hear it. It is only meant for very esoteric devotees. At least you have to be at the level of Raga or Bhava Bhakti to be able to read it. You should not read also. So, such an elevated book is Gita Govind. So then, because such an intense pastime of Radha Krishna is there, so then Jaydev Goswami, before Gita Govind, he gives an introduction. Book होता है ना, book में introduction happens. So he has given introduction. What is the introduction to Gita Govind? Dash Avatar Stokam. Right? So this is Dash Avatar Stokam which we sing. No? Keshavadrita Nara Nirupa. So why this? What is the Dash Avatar Stokam? This is introduction to Gita Govind. That before you hear Krishna's pastimes, Srimati Radharani, you understand who is this Krishna? Who is this Krishna? Keshav Dvita Meena Sharira. He is a Matsya Avatar. Keshav Dvita Kurma Sharira. अभी आप कृष्ण की रासलीला सुनने वाले हो, कृष्ण को जब देखोगे तो समझो कौन है, वहाँ पर नरसिंहदेव को देखो. You understand that Nrsimhadev is standing, you know. So like that. Kurmadev is there, you know. And Parashuram is going there, you know. Balaram is standing there, you know. And Lord Ramchandra is standing there, you know. Kaliki is standing there. The point is you have to understand this. Who is this Krishna? This Krishna is the source of all these avatars. So before you hear about Krishna, you hear the sweet pastimes of Krishna, you hear about his greatness. And that's why he's saying, Namami Ishwaram. I offer my obeisances to this Ishwar, Satchidananda Rupam. Who is the original Satchidananda? His form is not made of matter. And hence we should not compare Krishna's pastime with anyone in this material world. So immediately he plays in the eternal blissful nature, Satchidananda. Then he says, now after explaining the glories of Krishna, now some features of Krishna, then what it comes? Rasat Kundalam Gokule. So now, after telling who is this Krishna, now the feature of Krishna. He is wearing a beautiful Kundala. So that means beauty is very much defined by the beautiful earring. Right? So that's why devotees don't wear earring in that way to attract the beauty of others, but devotees have another earring. You know what? Yeah. That is always true. But there is one earring which is the devotee always had in his ears. What is that? It is Krishna Katha. Hearing is the earring. Hearing. Which is always there. Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha is the ornament of the ears. The ears should always be decorated with Krishna Katha. Hearing Krishna Katha. So yes, so Rasat Kundalam, beautiful shining Makara Kundala is there on the ears of Krishna. And then Gokule. When you are zooming in further into where you are, where is this Krishna? Gokule. Then the place, the person is defined as Gokule Rajana. So here is the point. And then the pastime begins. What is the pastime? Yashoda Yo Ulukha Dharma. So going to Bhagavatam for a little bit. So we'll also recite these verses and go as fast as we can. Shri Shuka Vacha Ekada Grihadasishu Yashodananda Gehini कर्मांतरानियुक्तासु निर्मांथ स्वयं दधि यानि यानि ह गीतानि तद्बाल चरितानि च तदि निर्मन्थने काले स्मरन्ति तानि So, ekada, one day, once upon a time. This is how I do first time should begin. Ekada. So on this particular day, what was this day? What was this day? Deepavali. On the day of Deepavali, which is one day before, as per this first time, one day before, Indra Puja. Golden Puja happens when Krishna is 7 years old. This is Krishna is 3 years old. 3 years, 4 months old right now. Krishna is. So this is the first time which is happening. Just a day before Indra Puja, so that lot of preparation of Indra Puja is going on. So that's why on this particular day, also Yashodamai heard lot of pastimes of Krishna, how Krishna steals butter. So after hearing so many pastimes of, so all the gopis every day in the morning, every day in the evening, morning to Krishna का morning program होता है. Krishna goes for his morning program. What is his morning program? Gayatri Charana is after he becomes after this childhood pastime. In childhood pastime, what was his morning program? Student program. Going with all his friends in association. Morning program should always be done in association, not alone. So he would always do morning program in association with all the friends, and then he would steal butter. So that would be his. So every day morning Krishna would steal butter, and evening all these gopis would come and they will complain. So hearing all these complaints, which are nothing but Krishna Katha, right? Hearing so much of Krishna's wonderful pastimes of stealing butter all throughout the day, Yashodamai would start feeling in her heart that I am missing these pastimes. I am not able to see. Another thing she was feeling is that what is that Krishna has to go out to steal butter? Am I not giving sufficient good quality butter? So maybe these maid servants are not cooking so, making such good quality butter. So that's why it says, Ekata Graha Dashishu Yashoda Nandagehini Karmantara Niyuktasu. Karmantara Niyuktasu. Yashodamai engaged the dasis in other services. As far as Dadhi is concerned, Nirmamanta Swayam Dadhi. Dadhi is concerned, I will myself do manthan. आप लोग जाकर दूसरा सेवा करो. So then she engaged others in other service. She herself took the charge that today I will make such a nice butter, I will not go out to steal. Right? And she was successful because Krishna didn't go out to steal. Krishna went inside only. Inside the home only Krishna stole. Very well. And then while she was churning butter, Yani Yani Hagitani Tad Bada Charatani. So while she was churning butter, she was singing the wonderful glories of Krishna. What glories? Bada Charitani. The childhood pastimes of Krishna. Krishna's all wonderful childhood pastimes of Krishna did. So that way, every pastime of Krishna was composed into song. And that's why Srila Prabhupada in the purport is talking about that how the devotee should try to memorize songs, Vaishnava songs, and always keep singing Vaishnava songs. And we are service, we are doing anything we are doing, we should keep singing, keep remembering Krishna by singing songs. Tadi nirmanam hane kale smaranti tani akataya. In that way, she was singing song. The next verse describes about Yashodamai's amazing, beautiful form, which is meditated upon by the devotees who are trying to follow the footsteps of Yashodamai. Very advanced way, Prabhupada explains that. So I'm not going to every verse, every detail, but so it's very, very special verse. And then it is described that while Mother Yashoda Text 4. While Mother Yashoda was churning butter, Lord Krishna, desiring to drink the milk of her breast, appeared before her, and in order to increase her transcendental pleasure, he caught hold of the churning rod and began to prevent her from churning. So, yeah, as Yashoda Mai was singing, we had discussed, I think, in the last year class. Yes, I'm just trying to be brief, just to remind you, so that we are always, all throughout this month, we are absorbed with this. So, every year, it is in the beginning of Kartik, we should meditate and remember this pastime. And if possible, not only once in a year, but 100 times in a year, we can remember this wonderful pastime. Because this is the very way we can spend our life successfully, by always remembering Krishna's wonderful pastimes. So Yashoda Mai was churning butter, and as she was churning and singing, the churning sound was like a sound of mridanga, and the bangles in Yashoda Mai's hand were sounding like a kartal, and all the other instruments, ghanta and gong, some of these different instruments were. His kundal was also dancing, and his nupur was, Yashoda Mai nupur was also ringing. So all these became a nice musical concert with so musical instruments and Yashoda Mai singing. And that way she was churning the butter, churning the curd and making butter. And as she was singing like this, Yashoda Mai's milk from her body was coming out, remembering Krishna, because she was doing everything simply for Krishna's pleasure. There is one very important thing, as now we are entering into the Seva Marathon, right? Right. So Seva Marathon means we are going to do so many services in the coming 10 days. So many things are going to come. But we see that here Krishna is also absorbed in doing such hard work. Churning dahi is a hard work, or it's a very smooth and very easy? Lot of hard work. Anyone has done it? किसी ने कभी किया? आपने किया? किसी ने देखा है? करते हुए देखा है किसी ने? आज तक? बहुत मेहनत की काम है, किसी ने किया नहीं, तो हम लोग करेंगे. शायद mostly we will do. Those of you who are coming to Bombay, who are all coming to Bombay Yatra? So in Bombay Yatra, mostly we are going to have. So those who are not coming, please talk to me before you make a decision. because it's very very important. जो लोग नहीं हैं, जिन्होंने हाथ नहीं उठाया, कृपया क्लास के बाद उनका अलग क्लास लगेगा. So we may go to one particular farm, not GB, but there is another farm. We can go to that farm, and there we may try to do churning. Hare Bol. Because they are the churning. That same farm from which this the ghee which we are getting, so it is coming. This ghee what we are getting now, this ghee is actually hand churned by devotees. So we can also go and do some churning. How they do it and everything. So the point is the hard work. So Yashoda Mai is doing so much of hard work, immense, putting so much hard work. But all throughout this hard work, she is not. She is completely absorbed that her purpose of the hard work is Krishna's pleasure. Consciousness is fully fixed on Krishna's pleasure. Consciousness is so much absorbed in Krishna while doing all these services. Ecstasy. There are generally 8 symptoms of ecstasy here, like Ashtasatya, tears coming, trembling of hairs, and everything. But for Yashoda Mai, there is a 9th symptom, which only comes to Yashoda, no one else. What is that? The milk oozes out. This is a specific ecstatic symptom of Yashoda Mai. So she is so much absorbed in hard work services, but she is fully Krishna conscious, ecstatic in Krishna consciousness. How many of you observe that sometimes those even are doing a lot of services I have taken some managerial responsibility or some this salary karna. When I forget Krishna, I just think about I have to just do this seva. किसी के साथ ऐसा हुआ है right? So that means we need a lot of mercy of Ishvara. So we need to understand that yes, need to be done, responsibilities need to be done, but then those responsibilities should always be carried out remembering for whose pleasure it is. So yesterday, I think Gwen Super was telling this point in the class yesterday, that just like one may think that how it is possible, how it is so difficult to remember who is Krishna. When I am absorbed in seva, when I am absorbed in seva only, I forget that I am doing seva for Krishna. So Principal yesterday gave a Bhagavatam class and he was sharing, and I think it was in Bhagavatam class, you can correct me, but I heard yesterday only, mostly I heard from Principal in the Bhagavatam class. So he was saying that how, just like a husband, just like a man who is working, going for a job and working, he may be working very hard and doing so many things, but he is very clear for what he is working. So it's very clear for whom is working. When in this class, in class 2 out of all people, okay. To give this answer to someone asking this question, how do we remember? Maybe whatever the point is very, very wonderful. That just like us, when he is thinking, when he is doing so much hard work, but in his mind there is only one clear. I am doing all this for my wife, my children. So that is very deeply in the consciousness. And when he is sacrificing also, a lot of sacrifices happening, he is able to go on with the sacrifice thinking that, okay, let me suffer, but that will make my son happy. Or suppose a man is from Calcutta and he is going to Bombay to work, to get a job, and he is working there. And the whole day he is living in the slums, and maybe let's say he is earning some 40,000 rupees, and then what he does, 35,000 rupees he sent home. Right? And 5,000 rupees he keeps himself so that he can some slum and eat some basic thing. Somehow or other he manages his life, eating very little, staying like this. But his whole happiness comes by maybe doing a video call to his home. And he does a video call and says, and he sees, how his son Chunnu, and he sees that how he's wearing a nice school dress and he has nice combed hairs. Oh, so nice. So he is living in such austerity, but his happiness is coming from seeing his son. That he is living in great opulence and he is eating nice feast and everything, and he is बेचारा वो rice दाल कैसे तो मैनेज करके खा के अपना पेट पाल रहा है. So he is doing so much austerity, but his happiness comes from seeing the happiness of Chunu. Seeing happiness of his son, in a similar way, right? Hence we can see that in material world, in material emotions, these things are possible. Right? Then what is the difficulty? Right? What is the difficulty? A devotee also in a similar way, he is working hard. He is not thinking about how I will live, how much opulence I am getting. He is just thinking how can Krishna be very happy. Krishna is happy, his happiness is seeing Krishna's happiness. Right? And he is working hard and always thinking about how this is going to please Krishna, how this is going to please the spiritual master. Like Prabhupada time also, all these devotees, they did so much sacrifice, giving up such a nice, lavish life. And this is the actual meaning. I think I was discussing this point on the Sharad Purnima. I was sharing this. That how the whole point of Sharad Purnima, all the pastimes of Krishna is that the devotees, they sacrifice everything. everything, give up all other so-called considerations and sacrifice everything for Krishna's pleasure. For Krishna's pleasure, they're ready to suffer and live in a very downtrodden condition for Krishna's pleasure. And seeing this, Krishna seeing the sacrifice of the devotees. Love means sacrifice. Okay. Seeing the sacrifice of devotees, right? Seeing the love of the devotees. When we say love, love means sacrifice. Right? So love means sacrifice. So seeing that sacrifice, Krishna is bound by that love. Right? Krishna is actually bound by that love and that sacrifice. So point is that a devotee has very clear idea that he works hard, not that I have to just remember Krishna and focus on Krishna and somehow there are just sit and keep remembering. Not like that. Devotees will work hard for Krishna's pleasure. They will sacrifice whatever it takes for Krishna's pleasure, remembering Krishna. And that attracts Krishna. And that's what happens in text 4. That because Yashodama is so much thinking about Krishna, complete ecstasy, that Lord Krishna woke up. He was sleeping. Lord Krishna woke up, seeing that Yashodama is offering such love. How can I remain sleeping? So that way Krishna actually immediately comes and appears before her. In order to increase her transcendental pleasure, he caught hold of the churning rod. So first Krishna went and caught hold of Yashodama's sari, started pulling that, I want to drink milk, I am hungry. And Yashodama just looked at Krishna, good morning. Like that, just Yashodama told that Krishna was like, why you are doing this churning? You feed me. So Yashodama still was churning and singing about Krishna, looking at Krishna. So then Krishna felt that Yashodama is not understood what I need. So then what Krishna did? Krishna went and Gritva Dadi Manthanam. So he held the churning rod. Right? Naeshathat Pritam Ava. When he behold, Yashodama found that she was moving the ropes, but no sound is coming. Churning is not happening. No sound of churning. Rhythm is stopped. So then Yashodama saw what happened, and then she found that Krishna has held, and Yashodama became very happy that, oh, Krishna is so strong. Becomes so strong that he now is able to hold the churning rod. Great, wonderful. And then Yashodama, understanding that Krishna wants to really drink milk, Yashodama, next verse says, Tam ankam arudam apayayat stanam sneha smritam sasmitam ikshati mukham. So then, Tam ankam arudam, took Krishna on her lap and started making Krishna drink the milk. What is that milk? Sneha Smutam. That milk is overflowing affection of Yashodama. That is her love. It's complete love in the form of the milk. Started giving. Sasmitam ikshati mukham. And Yashodama was smiling and observing the face of Krishna. So this is what devotees, when they work hard and Krishna accepts their offering, that's what makes devotees happy. The only happiness of devotees is to see Krishna accepts all my devotional service. Then it says, then the process begins from here. Atriptam. Krishna was not yet fully satisfied. Utsvijya. Although Krishna was not fully satisfied drinking the milk, and Krishna would never be fully satisfied by. Why? Why Krishna will never be satisfied completely? Because devotees have unlimited desire to serve Krishna. And Krishna has unlimited capacity to receive that love. In this material world, किसी के पास capacity नहीं है. मान लीजिए आप आज बहुत एक devotee को बहुत पसंद करना चाहते हैं, आप उसको बोलें कि ठीक है, प्रभु आपकी खुशी के लिए मैंने आज एक बकेट भर के हलवा बनाया। क्या कहेंगे बोलिए, एक बकेट हलवा तो बनाया ही नहीं। एक बकेट तो नहीं खा सकता है, बाकी डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करें नहीं रोजी आप ही के लिए बनाया मैंने, आप ही को खाने हैं, बाकी लोग के लिए मैं एक और बकेट अलग से बनाऊंगा। ये वाला पूरा बकेट आपके लिए है। आपको खत्म करना है इसको। कैपेसिटी है क्या? नहीं है। इन दिस वर्ल्ड पीपल कैन नॉट एक्सेप्ट अवर लव फुल्ली, बट कृष्णा has unlimited capacity. Devotees have unlimited capacity to give. So that's why our loving reciprocation is only possible with Krishna. By mercy of Guru, we are able to serve Krishna, and that's what we are hoping. So let us, so one lesson we can carry today from Yashoda Maya, and we can think that how can I become more and more Krishna conscious while doing service? Not that while I am in morning program I am Krishna conscious and then I am doing service, I have forgotten Krishna. We have to remember Krishna all throughout the day. So, and especially that can be done if we have one secret is there, that is strong morning program. Okay. Strong morning program, and that means intense morning program where we are actually absorbed in Krishna will help us that absorption to carry in the whole day. I was explaining this point, right? So early morning, what you do, that impression goes so deep, it will carry you all throughout the day. So that's why, as soon as we wake up in the morning, the first thing what we should do, open our smartphone and check the WhatsApp. कि रात भर में कितने मैसेज भेजा, ये सब no, not at all. We keep our smartphones and other things aside. We should immediately what we should do? Hear something about Krishna, and hear Prabhupada lecture, hear some kirtans, hear some Vaishnava songs. Immediately tune into deep, intense Krishna consciousness, because that will carry you all throughout the day. So how much intense morning program you do, that will define how much we will remain engaged in service. So Yashoda Maya is perfected stage. Her morning program and service is together, right? But we cannot do this. We cannot imitate the Brajvasis. In Vrindavan, the kirtan is in the background and seva is in the forefront. And while we are in sadhaka stage, we need to have kirtan in the forefront and seva in the background. Right? Because very, very important that the morning program should be very intense. Thank you very much. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Damodar Month ki jai, Yashoda Maya ki jai. Hare Krishna. Please take the shalom. Evening is assembled for Damodar. Hare Krishna.